Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the web class today. I'm super excited about what Ty, my buddy, good friend of mine, Ty Cohen, is going to be sharing with you guys about how to partner with Amazon to create an instant stream of monthly recurring revenue. So, Ty, welcome to the webinar today. Super excited that you decided to share this information with us.
Hey Brian, thanks for having me here. I'm excited as well, man. I'm ready to rock and roll, and I'm ready to give someone, not someone, but everyone, some great information. So, if you folks can hear my voice and if you can see my screen, it should say this presentation will be starting shortly. Just put a yes into the questions box.
Awesome. And guys, everyone, go over to the questions box and introduce yourself. Tell us your name, where you're from. Just say your name and where you're from in the world. All right, we'd love to know where you're coming from. Thank you for being with us here today. Ty and I go way back, 2012. We met on the Marketers Cruise. It was good times, and I look forward to another Marketers Cruise this year, Ty.
I am too. I'm excited. I know. I think you're bringing along a crew with you this time, right? You've got like 3 or 4 people coming along, and I'm ready to rock and roll too. It'll be here before we know it.
Oh, I know. We'll be on that ship before you know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I am super excited. There's nothing greater than monthly recurring cash flow, and there's nothing that'll set you free faster than having that in your life. And Ty's had that for a long time. He's been doing Kindle and doing stuff with Amazon before anyone came on the scene. He's the first guy to be doing it, and he's the longest one to be doing it. People come and go, but Ty, he's been in it and he's been at it and he's been crushing it for a long time. And I'm just honored to have him here with us today because he's got some real wisdom that he's going to share with you and stuff that you'll be able to implement right away. All right. So thank you, Ty, for being with us.
Absolutely. I'm going to jump right into it. So, if you folks can hear my voice, I know we've got a lot of people that are in here. We've got Mike, we've got Yvette, we've got Kevin from Maryland, Clara, we've got Jared from North Carolina. Jared, what part of North Carolina? I'm actually in North Carolina right now. We've got Andy and Janice. We've got Rosina out in San Francisco. So Jared says Greensboro. So you're not too far from me. I think you're about 2 hours maybe. I'm more in the Garner, Raleigh area. So let's jump right into this. My goal is to show you how publishing short 20-page ebooks on Amazon.com can be a highly profitable, easy, and extremely lucrative way to generate income, leads, and massive commissions for years and years to come without your competition ever knowing how you did it. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Well, it's true. As Brian said, I've actually been involved with Amazon to some degree for almost like 15 years now. It's crazy to even think that Amazon has been around for 20 years. I actually got started with their Amazon Advantage program many years ago, over 12 years ago I think it was. And their Advantage program is a program where if you have physical books available for sale, you can ship them over to Amazon, and Amazon will allow you to sell your physical books on their site. They'll handle shipping, they'll handle fulfillment, same thing, they'll handle customer service and refunds. So I actually got invited to become a beta tester once Amazon made their Kindle platform available because I was doing so well with their Amazon Advantage program. We were doing selling just thousands and thousands of books a month, right? So I'm also going to show you how to turn $100 into $2,000 multiple times over and over again with Amazon.com. And before we begin, I know that everyone that's watching this is probably familiar with what a Kindle device is, but in case you're not, I'm going to cover this really quickly. All right. So the Kindle is a portable ebook reader that actually was created by Amazon years ago, and I think it was genius because there's so much that you can do with this device. You can actually shop for, download, browse, and read ebooks, newspapers, magazines, blogs, reports, and other digital media. How many people have a Kindle device right here? I'm curious. If you have a Kindle device, just put yes into the questions box. And I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I want you to ask me a lot of questions. So we're going to make good use of that questions box today, okay? Now, something that I think is genius that Amazon did, in addition to coming up with the Kindle device, right? I think that another thing that they've done that was just incredibly genius was they realized that not everyone is going to go out and buy this physical device, right? And one of the whole reasons behind them creating this was that so that they can make the publishing platform more visible to people, so people can go in and purchase ebooks and consume that material, right, a lot easier. And again, they realized that not everyone is going to spend $100, $200, or whatever it is that they were charging for these things at the time. Now you can get one for less than like $100. So what they did was they came up with a Kindle slash Amazon app that you can actually download to any mobile device, right? Your cell phone, your tablet, whatever it is. And you can also use that Kindle app in the same way that you would use the physical Kindle device, meaning you can go in and shop for ebooks and other digital media and purchase those items, all right? So here's a look at some of the other devices that you can actually go in and add this Kindle app to, all right? Now, get this. There's over 7 billion mobile devices on the earth right now. Right, just as many devices as there are people, and I would gamble to say that right now, this is a little bit old, right? I took this from a publication that I saw had published this last year, but this, I would gamble to say that there's actually probably more mobile devices on the planet Earth than there are humans, right? So, and what I'm going to share with you is the same exact system that I recently used to buy my mom a house and paid cash for it. So my mom, last year, I bought her a house when she turned 77. This was her 77th birthday. It was always my dream to be able to buy my mom a house. She's had 2 houses before, her and my dad, but I live in North Carolina, as I mentioned earlier. My mom still lived in Connecticut. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, and I had been trying to get my mom to move closer to me in North Carolina, and I said, I know one of the ways to do it is to buy her house, give her the deed to this thing, and then she's got no excuses but to say yes. So I've been able to do that. I had my 2 youngest kids, my daughter Summer and my son Tyler, present the keys to her. And it was one of the first times that I ever saw my mom tear up. I've never seen that before. She's a tough old bird deer. All right, so this is also one of the same systems that I get just a ton of testimonials about. So I've got students that are literally across the globe, well over 6,000 students, and I get testimonials all the time. So here's one, and this one says, I just wanted to update you. This month will be my first $5,000 month. I want to thank you for all of your guidance and inspiration. I'm set on getting to $10,000 per month by next month. All right, that comes from actually one of my students whose also name is Bryan, named Bryan. All right, this is from another one of my students, Tracy Voister. She sends me this one morning, and it says, good morning, Ty. My ebook has sold 5 copies this week. 5 copies. You may not be thinking that that's a lot, but here's the kicker. She had just gotten started with my program 2 days before. So in 2 days, she's managed to publish and already getting sales. All right. Here's another one of my students, Darren DeVry. He's in Perth, Australia, 66 years old, and he says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now making $20,000 per month. All right, and Darren sent me this by Skype. Right, so you're at ground level of what is being called a digital diamond mine, and I want to show you guys just some of the income that I've been able to make, just literally playing around with it. All right, just playing around with this. All right, and the reason why I say playing around with it is because I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I had like shiny object syndrome to like the 10th degree. Everything that came across my desk, or every piece of email that I got that was marketing related, I tried to put it in place. And it's kind of hard to get any results when you're just all over the place. How many people are like that right now? How many people have shiny object syndrome? How many people have their hands in multiple pots, right? You're trying to do Facebook ads, you're trying to I don't know what it is. You're trying to run funnels, whatever it might be, right? Jared says, me too. Yeah, absolutely. So I like to tell people, if you're focusing on any more than 2 or 3 things, you need to cut it out. All right, and that was it for me. So when I got this first check in the amount of $2,297.30, I really didn't recognize the potential because, as I said, I was blinded by everything else that I was doing. Now, it wasn't until 30 days later when I didn't publish. It was 30 days later I got another check, and I didn't do any additional work. So I went from $2,297.30 to 30 days later, $2,873.13. Now, when I got this check, the light bulb started to go off. I said to myself, you mean to tell me that within a 30-day period, I didn't do any additional work, but I saw an increase of 25%. Now, when I got this, I started to publish more ebooks. And then the next month, I went from $2,873.13 to bam, $4,462.53. Now, by this time, I'm really starting to see the potential. I'm starting to have developed what's known as singular focus, right? So I'm shoving more of my focus over in this direction of the Amazon publishing direction. And at this time, I started to publish more ebooks. I also started to test things like covers and price points, and then your descriptions, right? And then even your ebook titles, which I'll talk about later on during this presentation, and I'll show you how to craft some really cool titles, right? And then I started to see, as I started to do more of that stuff, I started to see even better results. So I went from $4,462 to the next month, I saw an 88% increase, and I received a check in the amount of $8,403. And as I continued to publish more books, I continue to see an increase. And because we're in the season that we're in right now, this is the best time of the year to get in, all right? So now I continuously see deposits in the amount of $30,000, $40,000 a month continuously. Right now, I no longer have Amazon send me physical checks like this because you don't want checks in the amount of $30,000, $45,000 floating in the mail, right? So I have my royalty checks electronically deposited into my bank account, right? So let's jump right into this. This is also a perfect lead generator, right? Here's a screenshot where I'm showing you how I generated just over 3,000 leads in just 30 days, all right, for a total of 20,000. And this is just in one account here, all right, one Infusionsoft account, if anyone notices or recognizes the green and black, right? So what makes this different? What makes this different than most other programs? Number one is it's a real business. Number two, you're joining forces with a real multi-billion-dollar, and this is the key part, globally recognized brand, Amazon.com, right? And you're tapping into a 7 billion person market, right? The third thing is it's a system that's easy to make money with and drive leads with month after month after month. So it has that recurring element to it. Now, one of the things that I do realize is that, you know, you might be wondering, well, Ty, what type of special skill do you have? Well, to answer that question, I started out working as a clerk at Walgreens Pharmacy. First job that I've ever had, right? My first and only job that I've ever had. So there's nothing special about me. If I can do this, you can do this. You can certainly do this, all right? My daughter Maya started publishing ebooks to Amazon when she was 13. She got her account up to $5,000. She's 19 now, and she uses that money to help pay for her college tuition. All right? So if a 13-year-old can do it, you can definitely do it. Now, I do want to be totally transparent with you. All right? And just 100% honest. You will most likely not make thousands and thousands of dollars from your first ebook that you publish. Okay, I don't like getting on webinars where you hear people talking about, hey, you're gonna make $40,000, you're gonna make $100,000 the first month out the gate. That's not true, folks. There's no such thing as a get-rich-quick overnight thing. All right, this is not a get-rich-quick overnight system, but it is a get-rich slowly and continue to make money. As Bryan mentioned earlier, I've been doing this for 7 years, and every month, every year, I make more and more. When I first got started, I just wanted to cover a few bills, so that was my goal. It was just to make a couple of $100, all right? And as I mentioned earlier, this is a long-lasting business model that can consistently generate income for many, many years. All right, so now let's jump right into this. I'm going to give you 3 secrets to publishing best-selling Kindle books on Amazon. Secret number 1, all right, that we'll go over is I'll show you how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. Secret number 2 is I'm going to give you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you dislike writing. And during secret number 3, I'm going to show you how to go in and publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. So let's jump right into secret number 1. How do you come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before? So for this part, right, for market research, which is one of the most crucial parts, I like to use what's known as the Google Keyword Planner. And this will actually help us to do two things. Number one, it's going to help us to determine if there's a market out there, right? Because you don't want to publish a book, and that goes for business in general. You don't want to put together a product. You don't want to create a service if there's no market out there. Does that just make sense? Give me a big yes if that makes sense, all right? And then the other thing that we use this Google Keyword Planner for is to come up with some really cool titles, and you're going to see that in just a moment. So now, the first thing that you're going to do is, and don't do it now because I don't want you to miss anything that I'm sharing with you here on the screen. Go to Google and you'll type in Google Keyword Planner. It's usually the first or second result that comes up, okay? You'll click onto this link or this link, all right? And then you're going to see a control panel that looks pretty similar to this, all right? Now, Google does change this up from time to time, but for the most part, it functions the same. You're going to select this drop down, the one that says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. Here, this is where you're going to put the phrase, the genre, the keyword that you're considering publishing your ebook around. So in this case, right, I was studying lucid dreaming. How many people are familiar with lucid dreaming? It's really fascinating. I was studying lucid dreaming, so I came up with the idea of publishing an ebook around dream interpretation. So an ebook that helps people to interpret their dreams. So that's what I put there. You're going to hit all locations, all languages, Google and search partners, and then you hit get ideas. All right. Once you do that, Google is going to do two things. Number one, it's going to show you how many people have searched for the phrase that you entered within the last 30 days. Right? And then it's also going to give you similar phrases that people are also searching for. And it'll give you those search volumes as well. So what happens within the last 30 days? So, for example, the phrase meaning of dreams, there were 18,100 individuals that actually typed that into Google within the last 30 days. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dreams meanings, dream meanings 1,900, dreams meaning 2,400. And what I found to be the honey spot, right, to be the golden spot is if you can get your combined search volume, and you want to write this down. If you have not written down anything yet so far, definitely write this down because this has made me a lot of money. If you can get your combined monthly search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000, then you've really stumbled upon a really good niche, a really good topic. All right. So again, I'll say that again. If you can get your combined search volume to be between 10,000 and 100,000, then that's a really good niche. It's a really good topic to go in and publish an ebook around. All right. And you're probably wondering why. So let me just explain that to you. The reason why is because anything less than 10,000, number one, and the marketplace is simply not big enough. So write that down. Anything less than 10,000 and the marketplace is not big enough. So since you're going to put in the work anyway, why not put in the work for a marketplace that's going to be significant enough, right? That's going to make you enough money. It doesn't make sense to do the work for, a market that only has, 5,000 people that's interested in what it is that you're going to be selling, when you can go in and put in the work for a market that has 10,000 people or 20,000, right? Does that make sense? Okay, now, you don't want to be over 100,000 in your combined search volume because the marketplace is just too big, if that's the case. So, excuse me, more than 10,000 and the marketing universe is just too big. Less than 10,000 and it's like having a Ferrari on a dead-end street. You've got all this power but just nowhere to go. So does that make sense there? Give me a big yes if that makes sense so that I can move on. And I want to make sure, I'm asking you these yeses because I want to make sure that everyone gets this. I don't want to leave anyone out. All right, perfect. Kevin says yes. Rosina, Jeff, Yvette, Jared, Mike. Awesome. Jana. She's got her name in there twice. She says yes with an exclamation point. Mike Delaney says yes. Perfect. All right. So now let's continue to move on. Now, the other thing that you can use this Google Keyword Planner tool for is to really cherry pick some awesome titles. You can really come in here and pick some titles that will just be killers. So let's take a look at this. So meaning of dreams, right? That would make a pretty good main title and there's 18,100 individuals that are searching for that. You want to remember this because I'm going to show you something on the next slide, or next couple of slides, that's going to knock your socks off. Here's another one, dreams and their meanings, right? There's 590 people that are searching this title, right? Or this, they're searching in this way every single month. So you can go in and take these phrases, these search phrases, and use them as your main title for your ebook. And then one of the things that I like to do is I like to go in and I like to add subtitles. So it might be something like Meaning of Dreams, How to Decipher Last Night's Dream. Or Dreams and Their Meanings, How to Tell What Your Dreams Really Mean, right? So that would be the subtitle, right? Does that make sense? So you can always come in here, look at what the marketplace is asking for, look at the search volume, making sure that it's between 10,000 to 100,000 when you add everything up in total. Cherry pick some really awesome titles and then add on your subtitles. And the reason why you're doing that is because you want to get titles that are highly relevant. So if someone comes on, if someone goes over to Amazon and they're searching for a book or an ebook on dreams, right, and they want to know what their dreams mean and they're into dream interpretations, and they come across a book that's titled Meaning of Dreams, and then the subtitle has How to Decipher Last Night's Dream, that's going to be something that really sticks out to them. Does that make sense? That's why you want to put so much effort into your titles, right? Perfect. Boom. Jared says yes. Mike says yes. All right, so let's move on. Now, the next thing is, because titles hold so much weight when it comes to you really being able to resonate with your audience, right? When they see your book title and it really stands out, you want to put effort into it. So one of the questions that I get is, you know, Ty, why do you use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the reason why is if you craft your titles correctly, you increase the chances of them ranking high within both Amazon and Google search engines. And then ranking on both Amazon and Google will dramatically boost your sales. I want to show you an example of what I'm talking about here. So let's say you have an ebook listed on Amazon, and this ebook is titled How to Market and Sell Your Ebook, right? There's someone that's already published this, but you go over to Google. Let's say you have your own ebook. You're unaware that there's something that's already out there. You have your own ebook that you're looking to boost sales for, that you're looking to get some marketing tips for. So you go over to Google, you type in How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. And again, you're totally oblivious that there's something on Amazon here, right? You come across the listings after you hit search. And for the most part, the listings that are at the top here, most people realize that these are what? What do you think these are here in this shaded area here? Let's see who gets it first. Those are, boom, Yvette says ads. Mike says ads. Yes, absolutely. So those are paid ads, right? As Yvette just said. Kevin, you got it as well. Yes, paid ads. So what do? We tend to gloss over these, right? For the most part, right, we're conditioned to want to pay attention to more of the organic listings, right? Because we know that these are listings that Google is saying are the most relevant. So now when we look at these two listings here, a few things stand out. First, right, this is a listing that's coming directly from Amazon. What else stands out here? There's probably about 6 or 7 other things that stand out. So which of these listings stand out the most to you out of all 4? It's going to be this 4th one, right? The first reason why is because it's coming directly from Amazon. What are some other reasons? As I said, there's probably about 6 or 7 other reasons. Rosina, I love that name. That's a beautiful name there. Rosina says it's got the 5 stars, right? It's not sponsored though, Rosina, but it does have the 5 stars. There's a testimonial, right? She says there's a testimonial, but I think you're talking about the blurb here, where it says the excitement of the first few chapters builds an incredible momentum. So it gives you some insight as to what this ebook is about, right? What else makes this listing stand out? There's a ton of other things. Who gets it? In stock, says Yvette. Absolutely. So it shows that it's in stock. What else? Has 47 reviews, says Greg Potts. That's big, right? So not only does it have 47 reviews, but it has 47 what? 5-star reviews. So that's awesome. Yep, Rosina, you got that one as well. What else makes this listing stand out? And this is why you want to use that Google Keyword Planner to go in and craft your titles after phrases that people are already searching for, because you tend to get ranked higher in Google, right? What else? Rosina says it's priced pretty reasonably, right? It's $4.99, absolutely. Well, it has our main search phrase in the headline, right? Subject line there, all right? It's coming from Amazon, which is credible. It's unlike, like when you order something from Amazon, do you ever doubt that you're going to get it? Not at all, right? Now imagine if we had that much faith whenever we set goals, or whenever we prayed, or whatever it is, right? Imagine if we had that much faith and we thought that it was actually, when we place an order on Amazon, we don't get up and we don't say, oh, I hope my order comes, right? We don't ever say that. We never doubt that it's going to come, okay? But that's in your favor, because Amazon has that credibility too. So that's one of the reasons why you want to use that Google Keyword Planner to come up with some killer titles, because Google and Amazon, they have an awesome relationship. If you can title your ebooks according to phrases that are getting a lot of searches, you increase your chances of getting ranked higher within Google search engines. So you have both of these multi-billion-dollar companies working in your favor. Now, here's something else that's going to blow your socks off. Not only is this listing on the first page of Google, second position, but it's the first page, second position out of 5 million results. So look at that. So if there's any folks that are on this webinar that are familiar with SEO, right, search engine optimization, tell me, is that an easy thing to do? Or, like, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? Yvette says that's not easy to do. Very impressive, absolutely. Right, and that would cost you a ton of money to be able to do, and time. But because you're doing it the way that I showed you here, and you're leveraging Google and what people are already actively searching for phrase-wise, plus Amazon, you get to list your books higher. All right, so now let's take a look at another example. Let's say there's a book on Amazon titled Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. You've got someone over on Google, and they come over here, they type up Money, Wealth, Insurance. Look at what happens here. Not only does this book show up, right, on the first page of Google, but it takes up 2 listings, first and second. And this is out of 134 million results. So it gets even better, all right? So that's another reason why you want to use that Google Keyword Planner too. All right, so now here's the third example. How to retire happy, wild, and free. This is over on Amazon. Let's say someone comes over to Google, how to retire free, right? Look what happens. Again, this ebook is listed first and second position out of 98 million results, all right? So you want to use this effort. And in this program, I go into more detail as to how to do this as well. So obviously on a webinar, we're limited in time, so I can't really go into how you do this, but you see the power of this. So secret number 1 was to use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and to create titles, right? Something else that I've come up with that I want to share with you is what I call my title enhancers. Title enhancers are elements that I add to my titles that actually double and triple sales. And after months of testing, I found that by simply adding these elements to my titles, I can dramatically increase sales. So let's jump into these, and I'll show you exactly what title enhancers are and why they are so powerful. All right, so they pretty much work on a subconscious level. They answer the questions that your ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. All right, so they answer the questions that ebook buyers are asking themselves in their head. All right, so now let's take a look at some of these things. So here's one of the title enhancers, how to. So the way they work is you take your title enhancer and you mash it up with whatever your book title was going to be. And I say was going to be because you're not going to title your book in that sense. You're going to add a title enhancer to it so that you get more leverage. So let's say you have 2 book titles on Amazon, right? You've got one titled How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, and then you have another one titled Learn to Stain Your Deck, right? So on the left, you've got How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. It has that title enhancer, how to. And then on the right, you have another book titled Learn to Stain Your Deck. And let's say you've got a gentleman named Johnny who has been promising his wife that he's going to go out and stain a deck, right? He's been promising her for about a year now. Johnny's he's a little bit of a procrastinator. Now his wife gives him an ultimatum. It's a weekend. It's about 75 degrees out. Johnny's wife says, listen, Johnny, you're going to stain this deck this weekend or you're going to sleep on the couch for the next year. Johnny has never stained the deck before, but he knows that he can go on Amazon and probably find some information on how to do it. Now, he's nervous because he doesn't want to sleep on the couch for the next year, right? So, he's kind of sweating, and he's wondering, how am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? How am I going to stain this deck? This is what's going through his head. He comes over to Amazon. He sees the 2 titles. One on the left, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. The second one on the right, Learn to Stain Your Deck. Which of the 2, the one at the top, number 1, or number 2, is going to resonate with Johnny the most? And which do you think he's going to select and ultimately purchase? Number 1, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, or number 2, Learn to Stain Your Deck? Put it in the questions box. I'm pretty curious here. Give me a 1 or number 2. Yvette says the one at the top. Jared says number 1. Yvette says number 1. Mike Delaney says number 2. Kevin says number 1. Andrew says number 2. Number 1 says Jana. All right. So if you, Rosina says the top one, like a pro, like a professional. Number 1 definitely says Greg. All right. So if you've chosen number 1, give yourself a pat on the back, because that's it. Number 1, right? How to stain your deck like a professional. Right, because it's answering the question that Johnny is asking himself. And this is all taking place in milliseconds, right? It's all on the subconscious level. So do you understand how that works? Do you see how that works? Isn't that pretty killer stuff, right? So once I realized this, and once I started using title enhancers, I dramatically increased my sales, because you've got now like a psychological element added to it, right? So let's continue. I'm going to show. Do you want to see some more examples of title enhancers? Give me a big yes if you do, and I'll jump right into it. If not, we'll skip on to the next section. All right, so let's see. We've got yes, yes, yes. The yeses are coming in. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm having a bunch of fun here. So quickest way to. This is another title enhancer, right? 21 quickest ways to make money online versus something like the guide to making money on the web, right? Here's another one. Fastest way to. The fastest way to get your nursing degree versus Health Quad's nursing guide. All right, here's another one. Easy ways to. So quick and easy ways to lose weight versus, something other than that. Here's another one. Tips 2. The world's best kept tips to losing weight. All right, we always want the how to. We always want the quickest way to. We always want the fastest way to, right? Similar. We always want easy ways to. We always want tips on how to do things. So if you can incorporate these title enhancers into your titles, then it gives you that edge over your competition. All right, so now, another thing that I like to do is I like to also take my title enhancers and the phrase, the topic, the genre that I'm considering, or the subject that I'm considering publishing an ebook around. So in this case, right, we've got a title enhancer, how to, and then I take my subject, garden, right, and then I mash them up. So my phrase is how to garden. And then I hit search. We're over here back at the Google Keyword Planner too. I hit search. Google tells us for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million global monthly searches conducted. Now, is that within our desired search criteria? 45.5 million monthly searches for that phrase how to garden. Give me a big yes or no. Is that within our desired search criteria? Who remembers what our desired search criteria was? Rosina has it. She says no. Yvette says no. Mike Delaney says no. All right, Jared says no. Kevin says no. Andrew, no. We were at 10,000 to 100,000, says Yvette. Too much. Absolutely. All right, so perfect, perfect. You folks got it. So now, luckily for us, Google gives us similar phrases that people are searching for. So they'll give us 4 additional phrases, and there's actually more, but it got cut off here. How to make a garden, phrase number 1, 201,000 global monthly searches. How to design a garden, 550,000. How to build a raised garden bed, 12,100. How to plant a garden, 301,000. Now, out of these 4, which one makes the most ideal topic to go in and publish an ebook around? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? Which one and why? There's several reasons. So let's see. And I almost, excuse me about the headset noise here. I've got a corded headset here. I don't like really using mics or cordless headsets. I just like the corded headset just so I can be guaranteed that the sound is going to come through. So let's see. We've got number 3 says Yvette. Number 3 says Kevin. Number 3 says Jared. Number 3 says Clara. Number 3, right ration and how to says Jana. It's between 10,000 says Jared. Number 3 says Rosina. Number 3 says Mike. Maybe number 1 also because of a monthly says Yvette. Number 2, says Andrew. All right, so if you said number 3, if you chose number 3, give yourself a pat on the back again. That's it, right? Because it's within our desired search criteria of 10,000 to 100,000. Why else? It has our title enhancer, as do the other 3, but this one also has our title enhancer. And why else? Like, this one is extremely niche. Not only does it talk about how to build a garden bed, but it talks about how to build a raised garden bed. All right, how to build a raised garden bed, extremely niche. Now, do you think if you had an ebook titled How to Build a Raised Garden Bed, and there were 12,000 people searching for that, right, or typing that in, do you think you would be able to sell some of those 12,000 individuals? Absolutely. It would be extremely easy, right? It'd be like taking candy from a baby. All right? Absolutely. So it'd be extremely, extremely, extremely easy. All right, so this is why this system is so powerful. Now, one of the other things that I like to do is I like to add in the subtitles, remember? So how to build a raised garden bed. Actually, you know what? You folks are pretty smart. You're very engaged and active. Why don't you give me some ideas? What would make a good subtitle here? So I'll start it off. How to build a raised garden bed in a weekend, right? Or how to build a raised garden bed for Japanese tomatoes. How to build a raised garden bed on a budget. Let's see, what else do you folks have? In 1 weekend, says Clara. That's good. How to build a raised garden bed. 10 quick and easy steps, says Kevin. Let's see. Andrew says, save my answers. All right, how to build a raised garden bed like a pro, says Jared. I like that. How to build a raised garden bed in 3 easy steps, says Yvette. How to build a raised garden bed that your neighbors would envy, says Greg. How to build a raised garden bed on your balcony, says Jana. All right, how to build a raised garden bed, save your back, and garden without bending over, says Andrew. That's pretty cool, right? Especially for people that have back issues. That would definitely resonate with them. All right, so that's a good way to think about it. So yeah, you folks got it. I mean, it's a fairly easy system here. So that was secret number 1. Secret number 2, right? 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you dislike writing. Right? I'm not a big writer, but I can still go in and crush it with this because there's other ways of getting your content created. So in my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I've used all 3 of these, and all are very easy to do, even if you're a newbie to all of this. Number 1, get someone else to write it for you. Outsourcing. You should always be leveraging the talent, the time, the love, the expertise that other people have, right? I use this option a lot, and I've paid as little as $100 to $125 to have people write content for me. The beautiful thing about this is you own 100% of the rights to it. You can resell it as long and as often as you want. Now, it gets even better because with ebooks, you upload them once, and they continue to sell over and over and over again, right? You can even put your name on it or use a pen name. And in this program, I give you the only 3 sites that you should use when you're looking to hire an outsourcer, a ghostwriter. All right. Plus, I give you the exact wording that you should use. All right. I'll give you a template. Now, easy stuff. The second way of getting your content created is you can go in and actually speak it. Right. There's actually speech recognition programs out there like Dragon Naturally Speaking. There's a ton of no-cost programs available online. Most PCs come with one. If you go down to your search box and you type in speech recognition, Macs have one built in. It's called Siri, right? And then you can go in and have it transcribed. So that's another way to get your content created. A third way of getting it created is you can go in and write it, right? Write it yourself. Now, this is not my favorite option. Excuse me, but if you're a writer, this would be the perfect option for you. Like my wife is a writer. She can go in and crank out an ebook in 2 days. I've got a friend, Andre Whaley, same thing. He can crank out an ebook in 2 days. I've got many of my students, as you'll see, we have a Facebook group with, I think we have about 1,100 people in now. And many of them write their own content. And then many have it outsourced, right? Some speak it and then have it transcribed. So there's no right or wrong. You just go with whatever works best for you. I'm curious, which of these options would you favor the most? Would you outsource it and have someone else write it for you? Put a number 1 if that's it. Would you speak it and then have it transcribed? Put a number 2 if that's it. Or would you write it yourself? Put a number 3 if that's where you would start. So we've got the 2s, the 3s, the 1s. All right, pretty awesome, pretty cool. Got it. Jared says, great question, Jared. He says, what about PLR? You do not want to use PLR when you're publishing content to Amazon. Not at all. Just totally avoid it. All right. So the third secret is how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. All right. Now this literally takes about 5 minutes to both create your Kindle publisher's account as well as add ebooks to it. Amazon makes it extremely easy. Why do you think Amazon makes this part extremely easy? Why do you think they make it easy? And while everyone is answering, I will answer Jana's question. She's asking, what is PLR? Well, PLR is known as private label rights. And private label rights it's content that has already been created by someone else who created it with the intention of selling it to multiple people. So Jana, if you found PLR, I could go in and buy it. Bryan could go in and buy it. 2 other or 20 other or 200 other people could go in and buy it, and we all would have resale rights to it. Now the bad thing about it is you would then have multiple people publishing the same content to Amazon, and Amazon does not like duplicate content being published. All right, so let's see, why is it that Amazon makes this easy? Let's look at the answers that are coming in. So you will do it, and so that they will make money, says Yvette. They want to make more money, says Kevin, from people. They want to sell more books, says from Clara, so they could sell ebooks and Kindle, says Rosina. Absolutely. So all of you have the correct answers. Amazon makes this easy because they want you to publish content. They want their content, right? They want you to succeed. But Greg, they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart, right? That would be awesome if they were, but they get a percentage of the sales. Now, they give you the lion's share. You keep 70%. They keep 30%, so you get the bulk of the royalties. So let's say you're selling a book and you're selling it for $10. You get $7 off of every sale, and Amazon gets $3. That's actually a beautiful thing, right? So let's say you sell 1,000 of those books at $10 each. You generate 10,000. Amazon will keep 3,000, and they'll send you a check, right, for the other 7,000, right? So it's a win-win, absolutely. You win and they win. There you go, Greg. All right, so now your book is now published on Amazon and ready to make you money, right? The beautiful thing about this is anyone can do it. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Doesn't matter how old you are. As I said, my 13-year-old Maya, well, she got started when she was 13. She's 19 now, 6 years ago, right? I've got students that are in Russia, that are in Spain, Italy, Africa, Mexico, the U.S., Canada, Australia. As you saw, Darren DeVry, he's over in Perth, Australia. We've got people that are in the U.K. So you're not limited. There's actually tons and dozens and dozens of countries that Amazon allows you to publish from, right? Once you publish your first ebook, you can go in and crank up the sales by doing things such as repeating the process and publishing more ebooks, right, including sequels. You can tweak the elements of your existing ebooks, right? So you can go in and test your titles, your price points, your descriptions, your covers, and all of that other stuff. You can always go back and change these elements after you launch your ebook, all right? So it's not like a physical book where it would take a long time to go in and make changes. With a digital book, you can go in and instantly make a change, and 24 hours later, your changes have been accepted, and they are live and visible on Amazon. Does that make sense? All right, so now let's review. Here's what we've covered today so far. Secret number 1 was how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes, even if you've never done anything like this before. So we used our Google Keyword Planner to find out if there was a hot market. We found out some great titles that we can use, right, within secret number 1. So secret number 2 was 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, and that included outsourcing. It included using some type of speech recognition program, and it also included writing it yourself. And then secret number 3, we talked about how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales. Now, is anyone starting to feel excited about this whole process? I get excited every time I talk about Kindle publishing, and not only is it because I'm doing extremely well with it, right? But also, more importantly, is because I've got students that have taken this exact system, right? That have taken the exact system and they're seeing results. As you saw here, We've got Bryan, who's up in Penn State, right? Who's making $5,000 a month using the system. We've got Tracy Voister, who just got started and she's already selling books, right? And then we've got Darren DeVry, who's making income in the amount to the tune of $20,000 per month, and he's doing this over in Perth, Australia, right? So I've got a lot of students that are highly successful, as you'll see in the Facebook group, over 1,100 folks there. So let me ask you a question here. With what I've shown you so far, and using the system that I've created, right? Where on average I see that you can generate about $500 a month in sales per ebook, right? How many ebooks do you need? Can you imagine at $500 a month, can you imagine having 5 ebooks, 10 or 20, all bringing in monthly recurring income? Right? So how many would be enough for you? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 20? And I'm not going to actually call out names. I'm always just curious by the numbers that are put here. So we have some people that say, 2 is fine. And then we have some people that say 200. And there's no right or wrong. So it's all based off of what you feel comfortable with. All right? So now, this is a system where you do the work once and your ebook sell for months and years to come, right? So you generate residual income with this over and over and over again. You publish an ebook and it continues to sell over and over again. Now what makes this different is that it grows. So as you saw, I went from $2,297.30 to just under $3,000 to just over $4,000 to over $8,000 and then $30,000. Right? So it grows and it grows and it grows. Okay? It's also a perfect lead generator. Over 3,000 leads in the last 30 days. And I can also go in and sell these leads on things that are outside of Amazon. So I can sell them, and I do this a lot, I can sell them on affiliate products, I can sell them on some of my other products, like I've got other webinars and things like that I sell them on. So there's a ton that you can do. All right. So how much money do you need to make a difference in your life? Is it an extra $500 a month? Is it an extra $5,000, $1,000? $2,000? How much do you need to make a difference in your life here? So that's the question here. That's the magic question. All right. So now, how could something like this change your life? Now, what would you do with the extra income? Would you put it towards your kid's future? Use it to pay off your mortgage, donate to your church, buy your dream car, pay off bills, get out of debt, travel the globe, donate to charities, right? So we're always donating, my wife and I, we're always donating to our church here, right? We pay our tithes and then some, but we're also always donating to charities. One of my favorite charities is the National Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation, so we donate there. We do a lot of traveling. We have 4 children, 2 daughters, two boys, 2 girls. So last year, we took all 4 of our kids out to Thailand for a month. So we flew first from Thailand. We flew into China first, and then we flew over to Thailand. We went into Bangkok. We stayed there for just over a week, and then we flew over to Chiang Mai. We stayed there for just over a week, and then we rounded it out by staying a bit over a week in Phuket, right? And then just recently, about 2 months ago, I think it was, 2.5 months ago maybe, time is flying, we went over to Cuba and spent some time there, and we're always in the Bahamas, so there's a lot that you can do with this, and a lot of these trips are paid for by Amazon, all right? So let me ask you a question here. The last hour, would you say that this has been time well spent? Right? Would you say that the last hour has been time well spent? What do you think here? All right. So obviously, we've got a lot of yeses that are coming in. Awesome. Great. Great. Definitely. All right. Indubitably. Very well spent. Now, would you agree it's been time well spent? And obviously, we can't cover everything that you need in a 90-minute presentation, right? So that just makes sense. So I've created a special offer so that you can get everything that you need to know. Now, and if you act fast, I'm actually going to give you a very special deal here. So is it okay if I help you and share? I've put together an extra special package just because Bryan and I, we have a pretty cool relationship. We're great friends. My wife and I love Bryan. We've known him for a while. And every time I talk to him, I just walk away with just like an exploded mind because the guy is just a wealth of knowledge. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to put together an extra special package for you. I realized that old habits die hard, right? I watch a lot of webinars, I go to a lot of events and seminars, and one of the things that I realize is that, we get excited by the potential of something, but then as soon as we walk away, what happens is life takes over, right? So I don't want that to happen to you. So what I've done is I put together a home study course called Kindle Cashflow that will allow you to access this entire program from your computer. This is not my $20,000 program. This is an online program, all right? This is it here. You get to actually see my screen, see what I do, why I've done it, and the results that I get as a result of doing it, right? So you get to literally look over my shoulder, right? Now, what you get in this entire package is you get what's known as the setup. In this module, I cover setting up your account. I show you how to get started quickly. I show you what not to do so that you don't get banned. And then you also get the Kindling for Profits module. And in this module, we cover finding the right niche and readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy. You'll also get the Biomagnet module, which is a $2,997 value. And in this module, I cover the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers and price points and descriptions and reviews and all of that good stuff. You will also get the KDP Cast extraction module, which in this module, I cover the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. Now, everything totaled here is worth just under $9,000, okay? Just under $9,000. Now, I also have some fast action bonuses for the first 10 people only. We have a good amount of people that are on this webinar, and because these fast action bonuses involve a good amount of effort on my part as well as some cash on my part, I'm only going to make them available for the first 10 people that get in, all right? So the first fast action bonus is what's called the Google Kindle Crunch. In this module, this bonus module, you'll see exactly in more detail how you use that Google Keyword Planner and Amazon to get your books listed higher in Google. Now, getting your ebooks listed in Google will increase your sales big time. This is actually where 30% of my sales come from. All right? You'll also get the money multiplicity bonus. And this will show you how to take the same content that you're publishing on Amazon and then publish it to other platforms as well. So you're now tripling your ebooks exposure. This is a big thing here. You'll also get a fast action bonus that involves you getting your own virtual assistant. Right? So I use a lot of virtual assistants, and I think that one of the ways for you to get quick results is to also pass on the use of virtual assistants to you. You'll get an individual for 40 hours. Now, this is an actual real value that cost me $600 here. So you're going to get this individual, a guy or a gal, for 40 hours, and they can work on everything under the sun, including researching topics, coming up with title ideas, writing out descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of, including working in some of your other businesses. All right, so that's one of my favorite bonuses that I like to give away because people just go nuts over this thing. And again, you have to be the first 10 to be able to be eligible for that. Now, the other thing that I'm very proud of is you also get access to our private Facebook group, where you get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, and most importantly, you get to get help so you're never left alone. You're never left alone here. All right? So now, if you got to the point where, like my student Darren DeVry, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay $5,000 for something like this? And then every sale after that month is pure profit, right? Absolutely. All right? Now, remember, only the first 10 people will get all of the fast action bonuses. So when I give you the URL, you want to be able to type it in quickly. Now, with everything that you get coupled with the earnings potential, you can see why this program is a good deal at $5,000, right? And typically, for the general public, it's $4,997. But because you're part of Bryan's fan base, because you're part of his tribe, you're not going to pay that amount. Right? You can get started right now for just $9.97 if you're one of the first 10 people to join in right now by going to 30dayprofits.com. And I'm actually going to put that URL into the questions box so that you can go in and actually click onto it. And then I want to answer your questions as well. So there's the URL. I just put that in. Remember, when you get in, because I'm only giving 10 people the option of getting in, I want to make sure that I'm being fair to everyone. So as you place your order, put in the words "I'm in" into the questions box so I know that you're in, and I know to save a spot for you. And I know what order you came in, as in number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. All right. So Michael was pretty quick. He says, "I'm in." All right. Michael's in. It looks like Robert is in. All right. Robert says, "I'm in." So we've got a lot of people that are in. Remember, there's only 10 slots available. So far, Robert is number 1. Put a 1 by your name. And then, I'm sorry, we've got, I think it was Michael number 1, and then we've got Robert. That was number 2. All right, so we've got a lot of people that are coming in here. We've got William, who says, "I'm in." William, you're number 3 there, William. So welcome aboard. Smart move. All right, let me put the URL in again, and I'm also going to ask questions. So if you have any questions, put them into the questions box right now. And then secondly, as you get in, type in the words "I'm in" so I know in what place you came in. All right, so we can get those bonuses included with your order. All right, so here, I'm going to give you this URL. It's again 30dayprofits.com. And we also accept payments by Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. All right. Now, the beautiful thing is, if you don't have funds right now to get in, we've made an agreement with PayPal where we have the option of offering you PayPal credit, okay, and allowing you to get access to the entire program. So you can actually go through the program, start using it, and make no payments or interest for 6 months. Now, you have to be in the U.S. to take advantage of the PayPal credit option, but you can do that by going to 30dayprofits.com as well. And then here you would, once you're over on PayPal site, you select payment methods, and you want to hit change here, right? And then change it to PayPal credit once you get approved. It literally takes about 15 seconds to go in and get approved for PayPal credit, so it's very, very, very easy, all right? All right, so Andrew is in. Yes, Andrew, we absolutely do. Andrew is asking, do we have a money back guarantee? We absolutely do. All right. So there you go. So ask your questions. I'm going to go in and answer all questions. So we've got Andrew is in. We have Rhonda is in. Rhonda is number 5. So we've got 5 slots left. The first 5 was snatched up pretty quickly. That's awesome. Lots of serious people here. So here's a testimonial from Darren DeVry. He sent me this one day. It says, "This has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date with 3 titles. I'm very happy with the progress considering my circumstances." He went through bankruptcy and the recession was still really hurting him. And he says, "I just wanted to say thank you again. I can see the end of the tunnel." Now, when I got that from Darren, I sent him an email back immediately, and I asked him if I could use this testimonial. The next day, he sent me another response, and he says, "Yes, you can use my testimonial. And by the way, I'm now up to 336 sales as we speak. I'm happy with that. I was hoping for 200 sales this month, so I'm really happy." He says, "I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month," and he's selling his books at $10, so $9.99. All right. Now, he accomplished that, and then not too long ago on Skype, he sent me this testimonial that says, "Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales. 66 years old, over in Perth, Australia." Right? So ask yourself this: if all this did was finally allow you to generate a consistent, hands-free, passive income stream every month, would it be worth it? Yes, Ann, I see that you're in. Ann says, "I'm in." I got you as well, so good to have you in, Ann. All right. We've got Richard is in as well. Richard, you're number 7, so we have 3 slots left. All right, so again, if you want to get in, just go in and type in "I'm in." We've got, if you want one of these last 3 slots available. Now, if all this did was to give you the kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? would it be worth it? And then lastly, if all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or save, would it be worth it? All right, so ask yourself those questions. Would it be worth it? All right, so there you go. So now let's jump right into it now. We do offer, I think this was Andrew who was asking this, not only do we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, Andrew, but we like to over-deliver, and because we know you're going to be so successful with this program, we are giving you a 2-month, 60-day money-back guarantee. All right? I don't need the money, folks. I'll take the money, but I don't need the money. So I want you to feel totally comfortable. So it's not like one of these programs where you get 2 weeks to try it out, right? Or you get 3 weeks, or you get 30 days. We're giving you 2 entire months to go in and try this out. Okay? Okay. So there you go. All right, Rosina has sent me a very long message. I actually can't read that right now, Rosina, because I'm on the webinar, but I'm going to send you an email address to, if you could send this to me afterwards, then that would be awesome. All right. Andrew, you can get in now by going to 30dayprofits.com, 30dayprofits.com. All right, so Rosina, I just sent you, I think I just sent it to you. Let's see. Yep, you should have it there. All right. And Andrew says, he's got a very valid question. Andrew says, if you're making a ton of money publishing ebooks, why am I selling the program? That's a very good question, Andrew. I actually don't sell the program to many people, to be honest with you. My time is better well spent. Like I said, I've got an amazing wife, 4 very amazing kids, actually 2 of them that are in college. We just actually got back this past weekend from visiting my son down in Texas. He's at school out there at Kilgore University. So I only do this webinar maybe once every 2 or 3 months, if that. And Bryan has asked me to come on and share this. So I share this with my good friends every once in a while. So there you go. That's a great question. No one has ever asked that, so I appreciate you for asking that. And when you get to the point where you're doing well with this stuff, I mean, listen, your time is the most important thing that you ever have. The time that you spend with good people, the time that you're able to spend with your family, your friends, your children, right? You can't get that back. So that's why being able to do this stuff is so important to me, because it gives me so much quality time to be able to spend with my family. Right, and to do other things that I like to do, right? Other hobbies that I have, and you know, I love reading, so I'm always, you know, it gives me a chance to spend time reading, and just, you know, I take acting classes, and you know, I volunteer at the hospital here. I'm on the hospital board as well, so there's a ton of stuff that I do here. All right. Andrew, you should be at 30dayprofits.com. 30dayprofits.com, and I'll post that into the questions box again. Just click this link that I gave you there. All right. So now, here's the entire program. Here's everything that you're going to get when you sign up here. All right. We just had Jason sign up. So Jason, you are number 8. That means we have 2 slots left. All right. Jared says I am in, so that means we have 1 slot left. All right. Jared is number 9. And is it Gerard? I think it's Gerard. Gerard. I'm the worst when it comes to pronouncing certain words. Listen, folks, I spelled English 101 not once but twice in high school. So if I can do this and make a killing publishing ebooks, you can as well. All right? So someone says, can you explain the PayPal credit option again? Phil, are you in the U.S.? Because the PayPal credit option is only available if you're in the U.S. Let me know. All right, perfect. So let me go over that again. Here's all the bonuses that you're going to get. And we just have that 1 spot left. All right. Andrew, I will show you what you should be on in just a moment. So let's see. So you can get in. Now, when you get in, here's that PayPal payment option again. Let me back up here. When you go to 30-day profits, right, you're going to see an option. Actually, maybe I should just log out and I could show you guys here. Let me do that really quickly here. Let me go live with this. Okay, so let's see. That's my family right there. So there's me, my son Devon, that's actually in school in Texas right now. That's my youngest son Tyler. This is my daughter Maya, the one I told you who started at 13, and she's now making 5,000, over 5,000 a month. This is my beautiful wife Melida, and this is my daughter Summer. Summer is a superstar. She's done like 6 magazine covers. She holds the highest title for her age group here in North Carolina in beauty pageants. And she's also in ballet and competitive cheer, right? Here we are on vacation in Puerto Rico. We were actually celebrating, we had renewed our vows, our 10th anniversary wedding vows, all right? So when you're making good money, this is the type of stuff that you can do. You can just go in and have fun, right? So pretty cool stuff, right? All right, so let's see. So you go to 30-day profits, right? Boom, 30dayprofits.com. There you go. Now, when you're here on this page, you're going to, and if you ever have any problems, you can always reach us here. All right. So I've got an awesome staff. They are not around right now. They're around 9 to 9, but Eastern time. Actually, what time is it now? Yeah, so they should be around now. So you can hit add to cart. Right? If you want to pay using just your traditional Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. If you want to use PayPal, you can check this box here, click onto that. Now, if you want to use PayPal Credit, then you would go here. If you need instructions on how to use PayPal Credit, please watch this video. It will go into detail as to how to sign up for PayPal Credit. And again, you have to be in the U.S. to do that. All right, so I hope that answers all of the questions. Let's jump back into the presentation. All right. Andrew says, great looking family. Thank you. Yvette says, beautiful family. I appreciate that. Yvette says, does the program help you with the cover for the book? Yes, we do. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the key. Listen, Yvette, here. I'm going to give you something else. Let me give you some extra pointers here. Right? There's 3 lines of defense when it comes to publishing a great book. 3 lines of defense. The first line of defense is one that I spoke about pretty intensively here, and that is what? Yes, Andrew, that's exactly where you want to be. All right, so once you click on, let me just go back really quickly. Once you click this, Andrew, right, it's going to bring you up here. That's correct. That's exactly where you want to be if you're paying by credit card, right? Or if you want to pay by PayPal, like if you have PayPal funds, you can select this and it'll take you over to PayPal after you fill out everything here and hit place your order. It will take you to the PayPal page. But remember, if you're using PayPal credit, then you want to go here, right? So yes, you're absolutely right, Andrew. That's where you should be. Right now, where was I? Nope, you don't need a promo code at all, Andrew. No promo code. All right, so now, if you want to make 2 payments, right, and you can't do this with PayPal, this 2 payment option, you have the option of going to yourkindlekit.com, and you'll be able to make 2 payments of $5.49. So 1 payment now, and then another payment 30 days from now. Okay, 1 payment now, and then another payment 30 days from now. Right, but again, you cannot use PayPal when you're using the 2 payment option. That has to be with paid for using a regular credit card. All right, and if you notice, guys, I get distracted every once in a while. Here's why I'm getting distracted here. I have an app on my phone that tells me every time I make a sale on Amazon. So every time one of my Kindle books sells on Amazon, I get like a little notification. So usually I've got my phone on silent right now because I'm doing this webinar. But normally, right, when I don't have my phone on silent, there's a cash. I'm gonna turn it on. Maybe I'll get a sale before we end this thing. But there's a cash register sound, and it's cha-ching. So I've received maybe about 17 notices since we started this webinar of ebooks being sold. It's a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing to be able to make money while you're sleeping, to be able to make money while you're on vacation, to be able to make money while you're on a field trip with your children, right, or with your daughter, or to be able to make money while you're at the movie theater and you're getting these notifications that you're getting sales that are coming in. Like that is one of, I used to be so addicted to checking my sales, right, that I would literally get up out of bed at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. My wife would think that I was going to the bathroom, right? Oh, did you just hear that? Just got a sale that came in. Did you guys just hear that? let's see if we get any more that come in. That's awesome. So I would literally get up out of bed 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And my wife would think that um, I was getting. It's one that I had custom coded, and when you come in, I can share it with you. Okay, but what was that? I would get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't getting up to go to use the bathroom. I was getting up to come check my sales, logging into my Amazon account, right? And I'm like, yes, there's another cell. Yes, there's another cell. Like, it totally blows me away. Even to this day, I've been doing this for years now. Totally blows me away that I can literally, we always hear the phrase make money in your sleep, right? But that I can literally make money in my sleep. Like, that just tickles me to death, right? So that's a beautiful thing there. I just love that fact that's a possibility, all right? Um, So that's it. I think we've come to the end of the road here, right? We've got a ton of people that are in. We have one last slot that's available if you're watching it live right now. Andrew says, what's the average you have to pay for a ghostwriter? About $150, Andrew. I actually covered that earlier. You might have missed that. But that's about it. If you have any other questions, let's see, what else do you have before we close this out? We're going to close it out. I'm going to close it out in about 2 minutes here. So you guys have been a great bunch. I love this audience. And it's no wonder if you follow Bryan, right, then you've got to just be good people because Bryan is a good person. All right. Awesome. So it doesn't look like there's any other questions that are coming in right now. So with that said, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. All right. Again, you've asked some amazing questions. You've been really great with just coming in and throwing in comments and just participating in general. So give yourself a big pat on the back for that as well. All right. Thank you, Yvette. And the same to you as well. Edna, thank you. All right. Thank you, Andrew. And thank you to everyone else that is in as well. Again, if you're watching the replay, I think we will have a replay. You still have one last opportunity to get in. There's one slot left. Now, if you go to 30dayprofits.com and you see where it says sold out, that means that that last slot has been taken. And unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do about that. I'm very serious about only taking 10 people because, again, as I mentioned earlier, my time is, I believe that time is one of the only things that you can't get back. There's certain things that you have to be very protective of, right? Things like your time, right? Things like your mind, right? Your mindset and who you're allowing to come in and the things that you're allowing to come in, right? So that is that, folks, right? I will see you on the inside. And if you are watching this, hey, here's one extra bonus thing I want to give you here. I've got a pretty awesome Facebook group that is a free group for anyone that's interested in making money online. It's called Let's Make Money Online. And this is actually a free group. You don't have to pay to get in this thing or anything. This is it. Let's all make money online, right? So as you notice, we have, how many people? We've got just over 4,000 people in this group. So why don't you come in and, request that I add you in, and I'll definitely come in and I'll add you, and it'd be good to keep in contact, right? What I do is I always share good things, and I'm not talking about Kindle publishing here. This is outside of Kindle publishing, but other ways of making money online. If I ever come across something good, I come in here and I share it, and this is actually Bryan's program here that I shared earlier, and I'm always sharing cool things like, if at first you don't succeed, try doing what your coach told you to do the first time, right? So we've got some great people in here like Len Wright and just a bunch of other people. We always share information on things like Bitcoin and other investing opportunities as well. So come in and request to join. You can go to Facebook and just type in Let's All Make Money Online, right? And then I'll add you, okay? You've been a great bunch of individuals, so I would love to keep in contact with you. And that is it. Let's see if we have any other questions. It doesn't look like there's anything else here. Okay, Yvette says just requested. All right, you got a lot of Andrew. It says if you were, let's see, you have to make sure that your billing address is the same where you get your credit card statements is the address that you put in for the billing information, Andrew. Right. So what's the telephone number? I can have someone give you a call to take your order as well if you want to do that. And we'll have one of our agents place your order by phone. Right. If you list it here, only I will be able to see it, and then I'll pass it on to one of my reps, and they can give you a call here. All right. So Jared says he's also requested to be added to that Facebook group. Again, it's called Let's All Make Money Online. And go in there, requested. Lastly, if you have to talk this over with a spouse, a significant, or a business partner, take a screenshot or write down both of the URLs that you see right here. All right, I just got another cell notification in. All right, so that was pretty cool. Okay, try that, Andrew. All right. And if you continue to have problems, send me an email. Here's my email address. It's ty_cohen@yahoo.com. I'm probably one of the last people on the face of the earth that still use Yahoo. So ty_cohen@yahoo.com if you have a problem getting in, or if you just have questions, or if you just want to stay in contact, all right? I love talking to individuals who are into marketing and who are just good, positive individuals, right? Just reach out and hit me up. Also, reach out to me on Facebook, too. So reach out to me on Facebook at, I think it's facebook.com/Cohen Ty, COHENTY. All right, and just invite me. All right? All right, awesome. All right, folks, that was it. Have a good morning, good day, good night. I know we've got folks that are literally watching from all parts of the earth here. All right. Have a good one.